Well, hello there, folks. I guess it's time for Halloween or whatever. Spooky month, if you will. So, as many of you know, creepypastas are pretty great back in the day. As it is 2020, that means many of the classics are turning 10 years old quite soon. So instead of covering them, I'm going to cover who read them back in the day. So join me as I see who was, for sure, the greatest creepypasta narrator from 2009 to 2015, of course, because it's all the classic ones. So that means no one who began after creepypasta kind of just died, went underground, if you will. So let's go. But first, let me switch to the live view. Some might be asking, why the fuck am I looking at this? Well, that's because we're going to be searching for the first creepypasta narration. Like, what the fuck is this, dude? Alright, so you can't find the first creepypasta reading because Google's fucked up, it's drunk or whatever. However, I think I know a few of the first. So, let's see if they hold up still. So personally, I actually used to watch this guy a lot, but I kind of just forgot about him until I started making this video. He, as his name suggested, read creepypastas. And back in about 2012, he was probably the biggest, or one of the biggest, creepypasta readers on the platform. If you look on the web archive, and you look at his channel, in early 2012, some of his videos have 50,000 views, which seems small today, but in 2012, that was a nice big amount for someone who was just starting at the time. As well, he covered a lot of the classics, if you will. He covered like Squirt, Suicide, and Ben. Overall, I think his channel still holds up. Okay, so I guess it's time we explain that fucking thumbnail right there. So, if you're a kid back in like 2012, or at least pretty young, and you were into gaming as you were a pro gamer, back when that actually meant some shit, it wasn't a fucking joke, even though it kind of was. But more or less, if you're on YouTube looking at like Sonic the Hedgehog gameplay because you love that motherfucker, you might have seen this thing pop up in your recommended videos. Then you click on it, and you'd be welcomed by this. Well, that was my experience at least. Haunted gaming was quite unique for what it was trying to do. Because at the time, many of the creepypasta readers usually did all kinds of creepypastas. But haunted gaming focused on the weird shit in video games. You know, it could go from talking about Herobrine, Polybius, to like Sonic.exe and that other Sonic creepypasta. You gotta understand that creepypasta was very much niche, but gaming was very popular back in the day. It still is, but it was quite fucking massive. Most people back in the day would not give a shit about a scary story on the internet, but if it was about like a haunted game, well, then they'd pay attention because it'd be like, what if my games are haunted? Oh, my games are haunted, dude. So that's why I think haunted games succeeded, because it acted as like a parasite on gaming, you know? So every video would be kind of like this. Introduction, creepypasta, and thoughts afterwards back in the day. And the video itself would be quite simple. It should have gameplay, a watermark in the corner, then in another corner, images would pop up. At least that was how it was back when I started watching it. Now critically, they fucking suck. Like, most of these videos are either mediocre or fucking awful. Now, they look at it in 2020, but still, it gives me nostalgia. And as well, it reminds me of older YouTube, not 2005 YouTube, but just kind of like COD commentary era YouTube, you know? I'm kind of glad we have more editing in our videos nowadays, but still though, these videos, I must warn you, they're fucking awful, kind of bad, but if you want to hear some creepypasta readings, watch Han Gaming. Overall, I think Han Gaming deserves a 7.8 out of 10. It has its flaws, but also has that charm. Shitty charm for sure, but I can't knock it for that. Okay, I think it's time for our last person to talk about. Let me see what... Wait a second, why the fuck is my script so short? Now this is a subject that is kind of hard to talk about because you just kind of just don't know why it happens sometimes. Okay, so during editing, I realized that this part doesn't make any fucking sense. So excuse the Modern Warfare 2 lobby fucking microphone, but I need to redo this shit. Fuck my life. So, more or less, a lot of the older creepypasta readers are just gone. They've stopped making videos, and they've mostly deleted a lot of their videos. Like, for example, Haunted Gaming, it's gone. Also, a lot of videos just disappeared, whether that's because of copyright issues, or the channels themselves being, like, terminated. Maybe even the creators just deleted them because they thought they were just shit. But, more or less, a lot of things from the 2010s about creepypastas are kind of hard to find. It's kind of sad to see most of these channels kind of just die. And I bet there's channels that I completely forgot about that just don't exist no more, or the creepypasta content is just gone forever. It's sad for sure, but I don't know. You just have to expect that with online content. You can get anything online, but some things could just disappear offline and never return. You know? I kind of want this video to be kind of like an anniversary for these videos because, think about it. Most of these videos are about to turn 10 within 5 years from now. It's kind of just insane if you really think about it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Maybe subscribe or whatever the fuck they tell you at the end of the video.